Orleans game, do whatever it takes to win. The biggest thing he said, limiting the outside noise to be as mentally dialed and locked in as possible. As they said, the driver's seat to head to the playoffs for the first time since 2017.
This has been a real tough place for Carolina to play in recent memory, and it is loud. Even though New Orleans has 3 wins, there's real belief for this Saints up-and-coming quarterback, Tyler Shough. A defense, as you said off the top, that's playing very well, and New Orleans will have it first. Tyler Shough told us during the week, you know what? Forget about all of it. This is where I belong. Forget the outside noise, all the adversity, too old at whatever. He's really full of self-confidence.
Yes, he is. He's gotten to the point where he has said, you know what, I'm just going to play free. People doubt me. They don't believe in me. But you know who does? The guys that I'm in the locker room with. And he's using his athleticism to his advantage.
26-yard line. That's an enormous hit by Danny Stutzman. So Bryce Young, late in the season, past couple of years, has been phenomenal. This time, he's in a playoff chase.
Yeah, he's in a playoff chase, and I want you to look at these numbers, and you would think to yourself, oh, it's because the run game has been rolling. It hasn't. 2 of the 3 games, the run game has been non-existent. It's because Bryce is starting to elevate himself in the passing game, leading a very young group of pass catchers, as we like to call them. They look like a basketball team out there. He got the 5'10" QB throwing it to the 6'4" and 6'5" pass catchers. It's a sight to see.
Win both check in with Carissa Thompson and a game break in Los Angeles.
Thank you so much, Jason. Rams trying to hang on to that #1 seed, but they're down 7 to the Lions until Kyren Williams takes it in untouched with a 4-yard score. Rams-Lions tied at 7. Jason?
The Rams are in a fight in part because of these Panthers, who took them out a couple of weeks ago before their bye.
Yeah.
Carolina hasn't made the playoffs since 2017. They haven't won the division in 10 years, but right now the Panthers definitely control their own destiny with a win today in New Orleans and then 1 win in the 2 games remaining against Tampa Bay. That would be the clincher because of divisional records. So truly everything at stake. Just so much probability at stake today for Bryce Young.
Yeah, and it's really the ultimate controlling your own destiny. They want to get it to where the Bucs don't have a stranglehold on the division anymore, and they go back to when they three-peated in 13, 14, and 15 from the last time that they really reigned supreme inside of this NFC South.
Welcome back to Caesars Superdome here in New Orleans. Always great to be here in this wonderful city that loves its football team and get to see our friends from the Gourmet Butcher Block, Glenn, Chaz, and Andy Mistich, who we thank for an outstanding feast of turducken and some great sides last night as well.
Unbelievable.
Last year, they won their first playoff game. Today's Player Spotlight brought to you by Target. It is Teteroa McMillan, who we just haven't seen catch a ball or even get targeted so far, which is very rare considering the volume, Robert.
Yeah, very rare. And, you know, you look at the Rams game, he only got a few targets. I think it was 2. He had 1 catch. It was a big catch for a touchdown. And, you know, Dave Canales told us there's going to be a focus on getting him involved. They just haven't gotten there yet. I wouldn't be surprised if he got a couple targets here on this drive.
And call it a half. 17-7 in the first meeting. We go to halftime, 10-7. It's the NFC South. You never know.
You never know what's going to happen.
End of the first half, it brings you to our first half stats. Presented by Taco Bell. 74 on the ground for Carolina. A good chunk of that on their opening drive. And New Orleans, with that 11-minute drive, ends up winning the time of possession. But a low-scoring game as expected. Carolina and New Orleans. A Panthers win and then a win next week. They'd win the division. Saints trying to stand in the way. End of the first half. 10-7 your score. Kurt Menefee in Los Angeles. The Verizon halftime right now. That was today's game flow presented by Progressive. The only thing separating the Saints and Panthers is a late first half field goal. from Fitzgerald, and the Panthers trying to get a win and take control of the NFC South with 2 left against Tampa Bay. But control of the NFC South is just an aspiration this year for everybody.
Yes, it is. And if you talk about what do these teams need to do coming out of the half, I look at both their star receivers, the guys that are really Tetairoa McMillan, and you're talking about Chris Olave. They haven't gotten a lot of target share in the passing game. Those two guys have to be the focal point here in the second half. Let your quarterback throw the football a little bit more. You've established the balance. Now it's time to get it rolling in the pass game.
Yeah, McMillan to this point, 1 catch, 2 targets. Olave, 1 catch, 2 targets.
That doesn't sound like guys who are the leading receivers, and you're talking about Chris Olave, who's used to getting 10 or more targets a game. It's got to be a little frustrating on their part. They want to be a part of the game, and you hear about all these diva receivers all the time. These guys aren't divas at all. They're doing whatever their team asks them to do. I think it's time to get rewarded in the second half with some passes thrown their way.
Olave's 4th in the NFL in targets this year with 120 of them. It usually everybody else is in sort of planetary orbit around him as Hubbard receives the opening kickoff of the second half, and Chuba Hubbard goes crashing down across the 30. Moments ago, Sarah Kustok caught up with Kellen Moore in our Verizon Sideline Report.
Kellen, you sit within a field goal here at halftime. What has been your biggest points of emphasis for you?
Yeah, I think just the discipline and details of playing football. I think our guys' effort's awesome. We just got to keep going for it, and this is all you can ask for in the second half.
All right, sounds good. Good luck.
All right, thank you.
Guys?
Yeah, just keep swimming, basically.
Yeah.
Coming up, what's better than a Saturday, Robert? How about a Super Saturday? You didn't have time to do it. An NFL doubleheader. Eagles, Commanders. Eagles, a huge blowout today against the Raiders, and then the Packers and the Bears for control of the NFC North. Pregame coverage begins 4 p.m. Eastern on Fox. The Bears showed in the first meeting that they could stay close with Green Bay.
Yes. And they're playing at a really high level. Caleb Williams is really coming into his own. That marriage between him and Ben Johnson has been something to see all year.
Evan, second down coming up next Sunday. Justin Herbert and the Chargers. Their push for the postseason continues against Dak and the Cowboys. The door has opened a little bit for Dallas as well. Jags and the Broncos or other regional action. Check your local listings for the game in your area. Only on Fox. Tyler Shuck, for a little while, was Justin Herbert's backup at Oregon.
Which is just wild. Jawan Johnson, the tight end for the Saints, was actually roommates with Tyler Shuck at Oregon. Been in the league for a number of years, and now Tyler Shuck is a starting quarterback as a rookie.
Fourth quarter here in New Orleans, we saw rookie quarterback Tyler Shuck go into the medical tent. He is fine, and this is a part of what makes him who he is. As head coach Kellen Moore saw it in the draft process, now playing out on the field. He said he has a resilience that's special because of all that college adversity, everything that he's faced, in all of the injuries, and we continue to see it play out here in his rookie season.
Yeah, collarbone, leg injuries in college. Back up for a while. He ends up in Louisville and balls. He's got Austin here with Bailey out. Want him in coverage. Now a game break, and Carissa.
Thank you so much, Jason. Not what Packers fans want to see. Micah Parsons going after Bo Nix. Gets pulled up here. A left knee injury, questionable to return, was able to walk off the field. Later that drive, Bo Nix will throw his 4th touchdown of the day. This one to Troy Franklin. Broncos up 27-23. Green Bay currently in the red zone. Jason?
Welcome back to Caesars Superdome here in New Orleans. We got 2 minutes to find out if that's going to be a sad clown or a happy clown. We're tied at 17. The Panthers with a win and a win against Tampa Bay in one of the 2 games down the stretch would win the NFC South. They have to win today for that to be true, though. On Howden. Just as we expected when New Orleans upset Carolina, that the Panthers would be in first place when they came to the Superdome and then be in yet another fight. How about this division, man?
I mean, this division is crazy. You don't know what's going to happen whenever you show up to one of these games. But now you have a young quarterback in Tyler Shuck who gets to go out there and potentially lead his team to a game-winning drive and spoil what would be a Panthers' dream scenario. And I think for him, one of my quarterback coaches used to tell me, don't ever get tired of throwing the check down in 2-minute situations. If you can throw the check downs when they're open, make sure you get that ball out. Do not take a sack in these situations because that is the #1 thing that kills 2-minute drives.
Saints rookie quarterbacks all time have 8 wins ever. And now the pile leads to a Saints upset. New Orleans wins for the 2nd time against Carolina, and Tyler Shough builds his very early legacy in New Orleans.
Football is the greatest teacher in life. And just like for Tyler Shough and this Saints team, when tough things happen, you choose how you respond. And respond they did today.
For our entire crew, RG3 and Sarah, Jason Benetti saying farewell. Let's go to the OT. Kurt Menefee and the guys.